The pastor and his lover, the beautiful 18-year-old elder daughter of the choir director, became increasingly more passionate with their kisses every time their lips met. Surely in due time, they would leave the patio to retire to their appointed room to enjoy a night of lovemaking. By 10:30 the next morning, McBride and his teen sweetheart showered, dressed, and left the Marquis de Sade Inn, cuddling and caressing in the back seat of a white limo driven by Brother Wallace as they left their dirty little secrets behind on Fripp Island. Little did Pastor McBride know he wasn't the only one heading back to Savannah from the island hideaway. Trailing the long white limo, about 2 cars behind, was a silver Volvo S80. The well-groomed driver picked up a small black cell phone and pressed talk. Almost immediately, a female voice answered at the other end. "Miss Briggs, it's Detective Lionel. I've got a lead on your fiancé. At this moment, he's leaving Marquis de Sade. We're crossing the Stonewall Jackson Memorial Bridge. I have over 20 photos for you to look over also. Yeah, he's been up to no good, I'm afraid." Without speaking, Colette Briggs gently flipped her cell phone shut and walked slowly to the front door. She paused briefly in the doorway, sighing deeply before making her way down the stairs to the navy blue Jeep Grand Cherokee that awaited her in the circular cobblestone driveway out front. She reached down into her purse to remove a large wad of cash, pressed it through the driver's side window to the scowling, cornrow-wearing youth sitting behind the wheel immersed in the throbbing tunes of T.I. The young man politely took the money from the church lady's outstretched hand and counted it to be certain that it was all there. Then he put the Jeep in drive, after replacing the T.I. disc with Trick Daddy, and slowly cruised past a gigantic wrought iron gate and disappeared down the street into the traffic beyond. As Miss Briggs stood in the driveway dressed in her flowing satin nightgown, she felt both guilt and supreme satisfaction for what she had just done. The Spalding Baptist Church would be the pastor's first stop after dining on a light breakfast at the Old Country Buffet restaurant just before placing his playmate in a taxicab to her home. The young man pulled up on Bull Street around 1:45 p.m. and waited patiently outside the church entrance. He let the Jeep idle gently as he put it in park and rolled up the windows, blasting the interior air-conditioning units because the June heat was a blistering 95 degrees outside. He opened the glove compartment and removed a sturdy chrome 9mm Glock handgun with a fully loaded clip that extended slightly beneath the handle. Smiling, he slowly attached the silencer on the muzzle of the weapon and reclined his seat as he surfed through his cell phone's stored number settings to decide on which girl he'd settle down with later that night after he'd taken care of the day's business affairs. There were few pedestrians out and about on this particular day, which was ideal, because daylight shootings often brought witnesses, at least those bold enough to testify. The young man behind the wheel was no stranger to murder. He killed many people before, male, female, young, and old. It didn't matter one way or the other to him, and he had no problem offering witnesses. Today, however, everything seemed to be working out perfectly. By 2:26 p.m., Miss Briggs received the phone call she both dreaded as well as impatiently awaited. Her would-be husband, Pastor Leon McBride, was dead. He and his chauffeur, Brother Wallace, had been shot multiple times as they stepped out from their parked limousine and climbed the steps toward the entrance of the sanctuary. Many people wanted the womanizing preacher dead for one reason or another, but Peter Whiskey Battle had done it for the money. Both the incarcerated drug lords as well as the pastor's very own betrayed fiancé had paid him handsomely to have Leon McBride eliminated. A day later, Whiskey drove back home to Paola to pick up the prison gang's portion of the money for the McBride hit. The 2.5-hour drive from Savannah to Paola seemed like mere minutes, the way Whiskey was balling up Interstate 44. First order of business was to meet up with David Ambrosia at West Paola's posh and popular nightclub, 95 South. Ambrosia had taken over the nightclub after his brother, Lee, was murdered in '92. The nightclub was a favorite weekend hotspot for Paola's young adults and drew multitudes of celebrities, especially hip-hop stars. Ludacris, Jay-Z, and Snoop Dogg were just a few of the luminaries who could be seen there on any given Friday or Saturday night. And local up-and-coming Paola lyricist ATL Slim was a fixture at the club and often performed live before sold-out audiences on summer weekends. Whiskey knew how much